It's depressing. Hi, Tom. It's depressing. I agree with you. The entire TV show, all the stuff I should have been there on, it's depressing. I didn't get to meet Christopher, and I wrote all the stuff I wrote because he was on the show, and I didn't know he was going to be on the show. Because somewhere in the back of his head, he's like, "Honey, I'm going up. You better step back and remember that you had said you were going to write Supergirl trilogy as a kid." And so I did. It took me 8 years to write that trilogy. Anyways, welcome back to Now TV Canada. Before I go to the pharmacy and sit there, look at it, trying to get my meds for the remaining time I have in Gatineau, I wanted to read the second book to my series of books, The Day My Goldfish Died. I'm playing Denzel Washington. Heart condition. It's depressing. Everything's so depressing. It's so depressing. I was supposed to read this stuff at open mic events at the Talon in the Smallville TV show. And Clark's supposed to come in surprised about this new girl, not knowing about all these different skills she's got. Teaching in the high school the first aid and other self-defense and just healthy courses for self-care. And then all of a sudden she's also a writer, does musical things and cooks good food. And now I have to say it all here with you guys and just give it away for free. Just read it out in the video just to put it behind me, for context, posterity, just to have it historically recorded. And that all the context of the fun and surprise and fantasy and entertainment for everybody is just gone because of rules like unsolicited material unaccepted and agents telling their clients don't associate or talk to anybody if we don't introduce you to them or guide you to them, or like you're stuck in a financial category where you can only be around people in that ballpark. And it's not where he started from. But I wanted Tom to see what Clark had tried to fight for. This was it. This is the dress. And it was never made. It's just a doll. The tiara and everything. Now, originally, the ring was that. And I don't care what you've worn on your finger, nothing would beat that. And then I came up with the kryptonite ring, and that became Charlie Baker's ring. But I look at all the pictures, and I mean, all the time you spent trying to hold me up in that dress. And you didn't get it. And now it's gone. Remember, think about me and my first pair of glasses? And somewhere out there was this kid a few years younger than me, smiling about that. It's depressing. This depressed me. I don't know where this photo booth is, but I want to go there to take pictures of me holding my books by myself, the movies on my own in the same photo booth. You'll never know, you'll believe, the dream for this, for me, forever, that drove me crazy, was about taking all of the movie scripts and the poetry books to the same booth with him and taking pictures together. And all of it comes down to the fact, Lord Thomas John Patrick Joseph Fielding III, who also has some Aboriginal roots in him, and I, by birthright, present to you, am Lady Jennifer Suzanne Norfolk. So, like, literally, the natural lord and the natural lady in all of North America. And we were ripped apart from getting to meet and enjoy performing together on time in Smallville. And now I'm making these episodes as some sort of like restitution of a lifetime of history that never got to be enjoyed, starting in Charlie Baker series of his life after leaving home and not going to church anymore and making mistakes, and then finding me, this girl from high school later. Like it wasn't even about Smallville or Superman. The modeling pictures that I'm still working on to add to this, that moment for Clark, high school reunion, looking at the character I was coming into the scene. It's so depressing. There's the cover of the first one, the book, first one. And they should already been post-production. I mean, it's depressing. We got Tom Welling, and you got all the stuff he's done in his career, and nobody knowing what to do for him and giving back to him for all that he's given to us. All that he's modeled, all that he's been paid to do, all we've taken from him. It's so depressing. I had to be the first person to buy a white rose, and I had to showcase that in a video last year. How long ago somebody should have done that? So he could feel good, and be happy, and maybe want to keep doing stuff for people. So when you see him falling apart and you see that look on his face, it's depressing. And he's right to be depressed, because men have the right to be romanticized and surprised too. It's depressing. It's depressing. I mean, nobody's checking this stuff out. They don't have anything. This, like, we could do a book. The big book. You take my pictures I put up on Valentine's from a few years ago, futureproductionsonline.com, and we take new pictures, self-love pictures, passion series pictures. Incredible. Like, I literally was on this journey with him in his head. Nobody was caring about what was valuable. Like, hello, like, this is Tom Welling. Sorry, it's just depressing. Breakfast in bed, homemade food from scratch, not boxed cakes. Actually knowing what he likes, surprise. Giving him a retreat to the spa. Stop buying him pastry-made birthday cakes. Sorry, and card. But look at this. Look at the beauty that he's displayed and given out. Look what we took. Look what the world took. And all I can do is show my gratitude for him. All I can do is show my grief and sharing this empathy. The honesty of my friendship and what I was trying to. Oh, God, I loved that when he was married to Jamie. That's right. Guys like this should never be single. And you shouldn't have to be constantly going through divorce either. And if you're getting it right, because there's so few and far in between this good, they stay married. It's so depressing. Anyway, I have other stuff, but I'm not going to go there now. I'm going to try to match the Hello magazine from when he was younger in his modeling career, because I have something to say about something in that series of pictures. I'm working on it. I'm going to the gym again. I'm going to a different pool here in Gatineau because I got to go do some sauna time. I got to go sweat, detox. I'm in a lot of pain still. I'm struggling hard. with my disease, degenerative disc disorder. I have the baseball guy disease. You ever watch the movie about the guy with the thingies on his legs and the miracle of him reaching minor leagues of Major League Baseball here, actually, in Montreal? Anyway, I can't go. I'm just going to stop there. But what I'm saying here in this video is I'm going to read The Day My Goldfish Died to you, Tom. I guess that's what it is. It's just to make up for the fact that I mailed the first book to the show set. It was a free copy. It was just a gift. I was just giving an offering of friendship. You read it, decide, okay, this is nice. I like it. Thank you. And yeah, I'd like to know more. Would you like to read some to me? Can we read together, perform it, get off TV, maybe on stage or something, and get excited about more books? Come watch me read poetry readings. So this is for everybody that would enjoy my work. You didn't get my work on time. Heart Condition with Denzel Washington, which was my favorite ever movie as a kid. I watched that thing so many times. And I grew up to be a little bit of, I guess, every character. In some ways that's good, in some ways it's not good. So welcome to this Day of My Goldfish Died. We're going to just start from the beginning. Dear Valentine. Dear Valentine, do you know how much I loved you? Do you know how much I cared? Do you know how much I hurt over what was wrong with me down there? Dear Valentine, do you know how much I loved you? Do you know how much I cared? You were my strawberry. Happy ending. The kindness, the innocence, the honesty in their desires, answers to which they shall not find without you on their mind. A happiness that must be disturbed, a policed state around the world. How many know to give thanks for who saves them? I wish to cry about most everything because I cannot give them all a happy ending. Here's the key to everything. The love of God. The love of God doesn't live inside of buildings. It's in your human conditioning, the state of your heart, knowing what you're worth and how you behave in the world towards others. Handshakes, hugs, and true understanding of the Bible scriptures and how to apply them, make them alive in your life with family, friends, and strangers. We are the world, it's true. The state of the earth's core depends on you and what you do. The choices we make have such a great impact on the whole of the world state. Who am I but one individual? With love, one is all it takes to make a difference so great to fill our souls with a state of peace for the persons we've chosen to be. The smallest reflections of who we are come from where we walk and how we talk, how we choose to feel about the people that we meet. What would happen to us all if God removed his lampstand of love from us? Just imagine the darkness, the state of gloom, worse than an earthquake. How easy the human race would be at an end, and God could have the earth back empty and clean. The evidence is clear. When you walk poverty's streets or simply watch TV, it's all over the news. Our own genocide. To realize before our eyes our demise, and before too long, God can go back to watching dinosaurs roam free with a quality of beauty that we never see. But alas, man was made to live forever, and how many people he chooses to resurrect is an immutable decision based on who he rewards with this freedom. Knowing who wants his company and can understand what eternity and living forever with him actually means. It's a concept hard to imagine. Man has yet to live for 1,000 years. It's a hard thing to do, to be the one who has to decide what happens to you and me and where the judgment stands. We know it leaves evil with a bad hand. Which side of the garden's gate do you want to live on? It's better to be real and not be afraid to feel, to be nice and direct, to know how to love and not run from what's best, to learn to accept our jobs and responsibilities as lovers of life, trying to get it right while we're living on the earth in God's grace and good company. That's what keeps things moving in a good direction, a good state of mind. Otherwise, what's the point of being alive? Who wants to walk around without any feelings inside, always denied the love of your side? Where in that does anyone win if we don't know how to feel and treat one another? So life on earth can be like that final order of paradise on earth. A place no longer a receipt in our minds. Don't wait till it's too late. Start praying today. Hear the voice inside you. All things good come to those who wait. This is the time and the hour to feel God's power. Let him in to work that miracle, understanding that negotiating of love, living side by side with him. For this I know I cannot wait. No end in coming to know him. The greatest lover of justice for all time, the grand creator who stands so tall. He who eliminates everything good. Illuminates everything good. We do with grace. Cheers to new beginnings and happy endings. The rest is up to him. In that, all we can do is trust all things forward will be better than where we've been. Amen. It's so depressing, Tom. I'm sorry. This is just not the way I wanted it to be. Conscience. I was trying to give you a gift. Surprise. Conscience. Because you have one. Although we inherit the faculty of conscience, that endowment of ours is unfortunately flawed. For mankind was given a perfect start. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Because we are marred by sin and imperfection, our conscience may be warped and may no longer function. It can be said that it was influenced by our upbringing or local customs. A Christian must have the additional assistance of the firm and righteous standards found in the words of God. When we are enlightened according to his standards, it can better serve as a moral safety device, enabling us to distinguish between what's wrong and right. Make me know your own ways, O Jehovah. Teach me your own paths. Make me walk in your truth, and teach me, for you are my God of salvation. Honesty in all things, hatred and deception. Not learning the difference ruins a beautiful thing. The effect of persistently ignoring or suppressing what we know is good makes it impossible for us to prevent a repetition of our sins. All things are naked and openly exposed before the eyes of whom we all must take a stand. It is vital to take into account the conscience of others. Failing to do so can cause spiritual ruin, all for who Christ died. Make me know your own ways, O Jehovah. Teach me your own paths. Make me walk in your truth, and teach me, for you are my God of salvation. It's so honest. Ugly, beautiful. Even when I felt the Holy Spirit, it didn't make me happy. I didn't want to be here, it's clear. This world is not a part of you, and it doesn't carry me. Ugly, beautiful. That's what I see in our surroundings. What people don't appreciate, the gifts God let us have already spoiled, but still we want more. The devil and you can't live as one. To this, an end has to come as I struggle with my mortality, displaced from everything that's around me to win this objective in wanting to understand what it means to be loving you. The cost is high. A private liberty. The feelings plague me as I push bad thoughts out of my mind, having no home for my heart. The only thing I do smart? What am I supposed to preach? What am I supposed to tell you? Even if the holiest people aren't doing it well. Where does that leave me in this realm if I'm not heaven bound? I hate smoking. I did quit. We're good. Got to get Ben Affleck to quit. Purple. Does anybody know the meaning of the color purple? Well, I'll just leave that to your imagination. Purple. Purple dreams. Showers themes. Madness in the dark of a holier walk through the park. that surrounds me at this time, a hot desire, a compliment of what's transpired, of where the times behind the needles went. As I lose my exhaustion, landing forever over a perfect kiss missed. Divorcing London's theater without understanding where that body went since you left, the difference launched there that day. Ripped. So I didn't even get any personal private time with anybody to be able to talk about this stuff in my personal life. I've just had to bear it all. Ripped. Raped, ripped, robbed. Witnessing the powers of the devil alive. Raped, ripped, robbed. Feeling your soul die as you mourn and cry to say goodbye to a life that you long to escape. Rape, ripped, robbed. I often ask myself and wonder why we cannot find a way to compromise, keeping our eyes open to what cannot be denied about the sins that stand before our lives. Raped, ripped, robbed. I often ask myself and wonder why we cannot find a way to compromise. Why can't we come to realize the powers of love in our lives? Raped, ripped, robbed. I often ask myself and wonder why. Raped, ripped, robbed. You see the value of Eminem and 8 Mile 2? When things go wrong, when destinies are held back, like the border guard issues, killing Canadians just for being treated like they're secondhand citizens. Social disorders. Don't blame Eminem. Oh, he's mad. Social disorders. The social disorders over the sicknesses I see overwhelms my heart, destroying the harmony. Peace and love without God still maintains a lot of tragedy. What can I say except hold on one more day, Tom? It can get better, but we have to want it to. What can you do to make a difference for the outcome coming for you? For me, try not to use again. Don't let drugs be your best friend. Hard to do when it's what you're used to, when you know no other end except to fall asleep with heroin again. It's hard to find any promise of hope in a life where you know an early death's the only end. To that cycle, there is no end. The rules, they do not bend. It's up to us to make amends. So many predisposition for a hard and ugly lesson. Let's break the chain of establishment and walk a higher ground. For a miracle so strong beyond our emotional beliefs. Do you want to hug someone? Do you want to cry? Do you want to yell up to the heavens and ask God why? Now's the time to try. As we sit here in our melancholy. It's so depressing, Tom. Living through another day, fighting for our freedom back. For me, over what the drugs attacked. God is love, universal and everlasting. So how do we build the racetrack in my head? To love someone. Oh God, Clark, the talent to love someone. I sit here and try to remember another thought that's lost from my mind, a world sublime, only so many people left still out to be kind. To read the words from the good book and try to adhere to what it says in there. It makes my mind dizzy sometimes as you try to find a way to still get along in the world some way. When you want no part of the hunger and greed, you get another paycheck and read. Ask yourself what to do. The numbers are a reflection of you. As to how much you can do, win, lose, or draw. Who is it that saw the future that still awaits as you try not to bite the bait? Debt's up to your eyeballs. It's too late. Another night of going to bed late, trying to understand the point of it all. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give in to the life you're trying to win. So when they lay your body to rest, you'll have accomplished something to have left behind, giving you that peace of mind. Do unto others as others do unto you. Set the record straight. It's never too late to define the understanding differences of each of our destiny's fates and what it means to you and me to live for real and know your deal as the smile lays to rest upon your face. Knowing you've won another round in life as the world turns upside down. So now put the good book down and smile for knowing how good you are. Reward yourself with a piece of chocolate cake. Tonight you've won the joy in knowing who you've become. To love someone. God, this is so depressing. It would have been so fun. Eminem, 8 Mile 2, The Talent, Clark. Beautiful poetry. Just performing with Tom on stage. The Yeehaw Theater, maybe. Ottawa Little Theater. Beautiful poetry. I want to push you up against the wall and pound my hands against your chest and showing you how much you're missed as I rush forward for your kiss. So many years of hunger living between lips to never understand what we both missed. Our hearts at an age that were left in a standstill because of the view I wanted you to see when you looked at me. A whole new hope and glory in how to look at life. But that moment passed us both by through an uncharted course that wasn't foreseen. Religion. Paradise in the Bible, what does it mean? The shine in my smile and the twinkle in your eyes. Eternity to look at each other is a long time. To walk the world over side by side, never growing older. When we're together, age stands still holding hands. The sweat in your palms for a grip so strong, knowing we can't go wrong. Dancing in the summer heat in the middle of the day on a busy city street as we laugh at their smiles before holding each other. Our bodies really close, the warmth there, oh, so very real. I make it a habit to never get that close, for it always ends in abuse, so I never saw use. Maybe that was wrong when it came to you, for you are all there ever needed to be. So here I now stand marred, knowing there's nothing to compare to the love that lives in you. Now my imagination runs wild and I dare to vision where your hand falls. As a small gasp of air takes me there, my head tilts back in the light, falling quiet, mystified by the surprise that your hand knows what to do. Strange to me, as I do the only thing I can do, and that is love myself in you. As I discover a whole new way to feel, my body uncovered. What should have been discovered so many years ago between sheets. Something so strong to hold that it leaves one without breath because it cannot be explained with words. The pain suddenly drives me insane and I cry within for this which no man has learned to touch. All the confusion that's now suddenly in the way for the years gone past that speak for themselves as my body swells for your hands to find me and finally get lost in the sin. Where have I been? Too many years suffered at the wrong hands. I quake and I shake and want to cry for these feelings my body and skin aren't used to. Wonderful sensations, rushing highs. This time for me a surprise, not knowing how to deal with the way you make me feel. Something removed from me for so long. Just imagine what the difference would be today if either one of us had known how to let go and give what we had to each other as I held on through an unfinished, kissed, incredible lover. For the girl who sets your heart on fire. What a way to come to feel. Without you near me here today, I won't sleep well now, as these words finish being penned, without your pillow talk or nakedness here. All I can do is let it burn as each day passes by, that you live in that part of me. There will never be another you, another friendship like this, one that does do what belongs only to you, no matter the years or distance you choose to leave between us. Only time can deliver through that day when we stand before each other again and our eyes finally meet and share in the ending of a kiss you started. Heaven here on earth. For what in that moment will be conquered as nothing stands in the way of the future and what that means. It's Clark and Janet. Closure. As if you're not driving truck, highway, stick, 18 speed. Trucking your miles, divorcing styles, missing my summer's clothes. Sandals and toe rings, poetry plays, dancing in riddles around the world I see today. It's just like a girl and I'm still driving truck. I pick up private partners. Won't go there. Tomorrow's breakfast. Love is a strange thing as you sit fast and pray over which way to go in the overflow of our addictions and its contradictions on how much a part of our life it is, who really cares, who really wins over last night's dinner and tomorrow's breakfast. as you wait for the mail to be opened and return to normal life. You never got to open the first book of poetry. They sent it back, sealed, unsolicited material accepted. It was a gift for Tom, free book. It was poetry. To tell him, I said, thank you for just being you, for being in this world, for existing, for being a light, the charms, when you walk into a room, making people smile, turn on the television, look in the magazines, something beautiful to look forward to. Forward. I cannot move forward. I cannot fall back. I'm stuck in a stationary order because of my math. Chaos and dismay, come what may. No one hears the words. They're all dying to hear God say, save the day. But that's all it's about anyway. I pray. Amen. So the next one is the title piece. It's pressing. Denzel Washington, Hunting Edition. Anybody watch the movie? The hooker in the story that the black lawyer he played and the cop both loved. She had a fishbowl in her apartment, and it was always full of films from cameras she was taking shots at, where all the clients were calling her high-end politician type people, big bucks. It was her lifeline. It was her self-defense. She had them in the bowl, but never produced them. And everybody was fine with that deal in the story. So because of what happens to me in this poem I'm about to read, it's so connecting to that fishbowl, because I took pictures with cameras long time and take lots, and I wouldn't get them developed, or they'd come out really bad. And it always took me back to the fishbowl. And I never got another fish again. Nobody's ever given me a kind of gift. At any rate, I've never had the home. My heart's never found a place because I don't have a partner. I don't have anyone to share this life with. The day my goldfish died, just behind a shopping mall on Magdalene Bay, lived a happy little goldfish who swam and swam all day. Then that ordinary goldfish grew and he grew till he was nearly the size of his tank too. Everything was perfect now. There came a day, the sun was bright and shining. I ran outside to play. The temperature rose and rose. It got unbearably hot. I went back inside so my brain wouldn't rot. The screen door closed just behind me, but a teeny bit too slow because that black cat was slimy. He slipped in with silence, so little did I know that as soon as I would leave the room, he would stoop so low. Unknowing of the presence of such a tiny killer, I left the poor goldfish to be fished at with a swirl. I wasn't gone that long, but it felt like forever when I saw that eye, that fin, that tail strewn across the floor, not even with a tear could I fully express how I was in utter shock. My heart was in distress. And ever since that fateful day, I've never owned another fish. The want of a champion had been my only wish. I was trying to grow a champion goldfish. I had researched and learned at this point when I was 9. I had to buy and flesh several fish. There were Zellers back then, and you could have different priced fishes. This would go with Charlie Baker insanely. So you have like the 29-cent fish, 39-cent, 40 fish, cold fishes in different sizes. They're different types. And often you have to try again to get some of the fish to live. And one of the key successes in growing a champion goldfish is by changing the size of the tank. You start with the small one when it's small, and then when it gets to the capacity of that size, you go to the next, and it'll grow to the next and grow to the next. And this would be in place of having a bunch of fish growing in the tanks where they have to be a certain size because they're sharing the same space. And finally, after a few different tries of fishes, that was hard to go through. I finally got one that grew. And it grew and it grew. And it got to the point where it was a 5-pound tank, whatever, big. And it was like almost the full size of the tank. And I was about ready to upgrade to another tank. I was 9 years old and I went outside. It was a beautiful day at my uncle's place where I lived with him for a year in Fort Richmond in Winnipeg. Loved living there. One of the best years of my terrible childhood. It was the house with the back steps where I was doing the fake Michael Jackson thing in the glove that John Schneider would have loved. Dukes of Hazzard, Mo Duke, in my father's daughter story that I tried to offer him to write with me. Anyway, I could never get another goldfish. After that black cat came in, that was a stranger from the neighborhood. The door wouldn't quite close properly. It was slow spring. I was so devastated because it was already so hard to have to, flush dead fish. I had to go up in price in fish to get one that would stay alive long enough to get it to go to different size tanks. And all that investment is for a cat to eat it because I didn't have a cover on the tank because we were in a house with no animals. Or I'd never wanted to kill a cat so bad. I had to get it out of the house. And so my mom to this day still has black cats. So I'm just picturing Samuel L. Jackson, Vin Rames, Mr. T, Denzel, like black cats, right? Don't go near a black cat. I don't like black slippers. Like I just have a thing now about certain things. Like other than when you're doing suits for things. But I can see it in the story. You've got these people coming over trying to give me these fish as a gift to say sorry. But I wanted to close with the day my goldfish died before turning the page is that my daughter, my firstborn child, is actually the one that wrote that for me. She found the words. I could never in my lifetime have ever found a better set of words that could have been written for me in behalf of the story that I told her again and again. Talked about it all the time. It's that thing you never get over in your childhood, and she got it. And she incredibly wrote that. She was like only 12 years old. John would have loved her. She's a spitting image of what he could have used as a granddaughter or something in something. Okay, the next one. Relative. Life and its diplomacy, religion and its hypocrisy, the standards to which the world succeeds, an argument that never ends, who's wrong and who's right about the fortunes of this life. Each day should bring good and new things. But ultimately, everything stays relative to the pictures in our minds that keep us blind as we walk in line towards an end no one's melancholy wants to dispel. Eminem, please don't kill anybody. Because they wouldn't let Superwoman into America, dressed in her Superwoman duds with the Superwoman van, go to New Mexico to see Gene Hackman and Val Kilmer. Just stay locked up in your house. Rain check, okay? Rain check. Suicide, rain check. She's used to getting laid. I'm used to getting raped and paid, watching a virgin die from a heroin overdose high, sick of communication with the afterlife of death, swimming around in evil, unable to be free from its place, watching witchcraft trying to divorce his ass. That's about a specific person and situation. Obstacles. There's always some. Obstacles. I'm not afraid to feel. I'm not afraid to live. But what I see in the world is not my will, and I can't take away the ending of what is to come. It doesn't matter how many good books I read or how little TV I watch. Nothing that's going on around me is a true reflection of who I was trying to turn out to be. So here I sit. My spirit torn apart because of interference in which I have to wait to see subside, fighting really hard with what society's rules have placed before me as an obstacle to which I must abide if I'm to survive. So I'm left with damage that to look at me cannot be seen, with few choices as to where in my life I can go. I can listen to all the music and feel the pain inside. The sound of the noise turns me blue, but there is still nothing love can do to undo the history overdue, telling itself and fix the time that hurt station that landed me where I am, sitting alone at a table again, drinking coffee till the caffeine gives me the shakes, pondering the love of the human race in my place as I cry over where my daughter's future is going to end up being, knowing in the end, though for now I'm still alive, having to say goodbye for too many years, far too many years too soon, leaving her future in the hands of God and what she has yet still to learn and what she'll settle on as her point of view with respect to life and the whole person she turns out to be, no matter where we are, forever mum. Knowing how the love in our relationship is true, and through that nothing can separate you from me. I love you, daughter. Destiny. I love Sarah too, but Sarah was little. I don't even know if Sarah was born when I wrote this. Music Man. This is Vancouver on the streets outside of the Granville SkyTrain station. Music Man, outside the station on a Granville Saturday. His voice booms, the power of his words. The guitar's sound is solid. The music says a lot. Play your heart out, Music Man. Don't stop sharing what keeps us caring. The words you want our ears to hear, a state of contemplative thought as we stop and drop our money in. It's not like the days when there was dancing in the streets. Being out here is not just for anyone. It takes someone with the ability to share the strength of his spirit, give a sweet sound to the city he resides in, affecting the lives that surround him. So keep on playing, Music Man. Giving what you do plays a part in making where we are what it is, lucky to live, where the freedom of expression keeps the Music Man playing on. I would have loved to hear Tom sing, play songs. Getting together with my daughters to play music and his cousin, like it's just Eminem, 8 Mile 2. Oh my God. Empty space. I wish I had a picture of the summer it started. I wish I had a picture of the summer we parted. I worked so hard to get that way without claiming to be the best in any way. Your name and memory always stamped in the back of my head, witnessing what love the world still sees in this place against the better judgment of my emotional state, with never knowing what a new day will bring. A lost child. Oh, this is a good confession. Next one. Monkey. I want to be with somebody I like for the first time in my life. I'm tired of sleeping with the enemy. Even better yet, I want to be with somebody who likes me. Someone who wants to know how sweet I am, what it means, and not just how it feels to hold my hand, comparing feet from head to toe, brushing fingers across our arms, to know a comfort zone. That's wonderful. I have the right to know what it's like to be with somebody I can trust with all of me, man enough to brush my hair once in a while. When I get a sunburn, you'll be there to peel my skin because you'll know how much I like the way that makes me feel, monkey. To lie naked in bed together and enjoy each other's touch, hours of loving discovery. Today, everybody is in such a rush. I like to take things slow. There's so much more to explore, knowing how much two people care. The way you show it makes a difference in what there is to learn about each other. Heart disease. Denzel Washington. My blood pressure. I gotta go get meds after this. Heart disease. I guess we can't avoid our inevitable fates in the timing of our regular futures in world history on the ones whose lives have been saved as we try not to betray the history of what our hearts were like in knowing how selfish our lives have been, divorcing each other's stories as I fight to decide what to do from here, witnessing my living funeral. It's a heart disease. One hard to fight, holding back the mood swings, trying to keep alive. Every single one of those roses was mine. I'd never had a Valentine in my life, never had bouquets of flowers or roses. And when I saw that, it took a piece of me. I died because I didn't know it was me. I didn't see it. I didn't understand. I was just trying to be a writer and perform and just do something kind for somebody giving so much who gets nothing back for all that. And then the roses. So depressing. Valentine's. Fade away. Why are we born to fade away? We can't look back. It's hard to understand the crimes and punishments of what performances can't get near to us because of times we are not in control of, for the love in charge of a future the devil would rather dispose of. Yeah, I'm depressed too. This is so depressing. Oh, bump. This depressed me in Vancouver on the buses. I was working as a flagger, and I'm just picturing Tom still working in construction, meeting me, and I'm in my tight jeans, hot bod, deflagging main drags in Vancouver. I can't take a break very often because there's just not enough of us do that job. It's hard work, 16 hours, hot or cold. Bringing me coffee, lunch, holding the stand so I can take a break. And the one thing that drove me nuts during this time was all the pregnant women, all the bumps, the loose immoral conduct, how fast people just get in and do the thing, and this thing happens. And I wrote this. I'm not cheap, easy, or free. Straight up, Bump every every 7 seconds. Dear God, I don't want to recognize the good desire that's transpired. Baby feelings I don't want to understand. I see where is at down here. I don't know the joy of those kinds of wombs, a body shaped so beautiful. And when their bellies grow and the feeling of life, the one inside starts to show they're proud and their hands stroke the bump. The children, they just keep coming into the world. Lives with hardly a thought of God behind them, and I can't fight what I want to smile at and render as joy. The devil comes to mind and how he'll spend his time getting so many of them to resist truth. Life is hard times. Each birth is a kind of penalty. The genes it takes for it to begin plays a part in the war that remains unseen. Mortals don't want to let go of their innocent views as to which way they are meant to live, for that would entail change. But fear holds back its deliverance. I love children, the idea of family and life, but in these times, it's a costly sacrifice with all the deceptions that wait to sneak up on you and not having all the answers on how to raise them right. Bump. Bump in the night. Use protection. Get the 30-day packages of the morning after pills. Plan this stuff. Be married. Be conscientious of the bumps in the night and what that entails. Look at all the overdoses and the crisis with cancer in the world being consumed by overpopulation. People scrambling to go all over the place, trying to find ways to earn money, have food. This is not working. As life passes, I just sit here and write as each day in life passes, mastering my scriptures for what they are worth and who I've turned out to be. As the sign of the times shines down on me and the melancholy that fills me for each moment that passes and I'm not living up to my heart's calling because I've been hurt in a way I can't come back from as I look at the world and the understanding of forever and what can't be made to change because of the holy order that runs every hit of my heart, which is invisible to the world. Making it that much harder living with the feelings of where finding my score in a place for me to be living in a way that I can actually feel alive again isn't denied me. Instead of the holding motion causing me great suffering and commotion that can't stop the world's future because of what time it is. Okay. An excerpt from one of my different projects. I didn't get to finish it, but I wanted to do it with Samuel L. Jackson and Quentin Tarantino. It's called The Quartet. Woman. Here then the double sexual image of woman, Cirque on the one hand, Aurora on the other, all that is evil, all that is ideal, like a compress for drawing fever. Woman is endowed with the sexual unreality the race longs for, burdened with a life-destroying innocence. For make no mistake, her evil is certainly as innocent of genuine knowledge as is her goldenness that makes of her at one and the same time obsessively sexual and extraordinarily asexual. For women who don't have orgasms but still have bumps in the nights and then give birth to bumps. And of course, in the end, that's it. The final mythic outsidedness of woman is that ultimately she is beyond sex, steeped in sex, drugged on sex, defined by sex, but never actually realized through sex because you're supposed to be making love and knowing when you're in it. Sex, she has gone beyond it. She has gone through it. She is on the other side. Woman has been denied, primarily in her society as a sexual object, either one of lust or one of chastity. She has been allowed to be nothing else, essentially. She continues to lie back in bed, never taking, always being taken, never absorbed by her own desire, preoccupied only with whether or not she is desired. But that's not for me. Thank you, girls. I'll help myself when I want it. A sample of poetry for the masses. Yeah, if interested in helping to support the completion of my continued works of independent publishing, email Jennifer_Cooley, #1 @yahoo.com. Thank you for your interest and support. So yeah, again, this was me, mother of two, currently residing in BC. Well, I have 2 places to go. But yeah. This was incorporated in 2011. So Even one tragedy is one too many. So that's it. That's book 2, recorded officially on record. I'm going to go now and go to the pharmacy and then go to the pool and do laps and sit in a sauna and hope that these videos will start reaching the right people. I'm going to send out pictures, Tom. I'm going to go People Magazine and other magazines that might still be around. I'm going to send out poetry and see if I can get stuff published in newspapers like the answer was no, and the crimes of the murders that are still happening with the women and the travesty of no justice in Canada, as it is in many other places too, I'm sure. So that's my thing. That's my confession about the depression of Valentine's and Smallville and working with Eminem and John and Denzel because of the invisible war that's going on in a continent that really has no border. Sorry, but we are different people and souls and beliefs and morals and spiritual understanding. So it's difficult. How do we reach a place of peace in those differences? So I'll keep my work and my creativity and my mind and dignity over here on this side. And anybody over there that wants to work with me is welcome to come over here and hang with me, and we can work on projects together over here where I can keep my money and not have to worry about anything on the system over there that doesn't comply with my emotional values. Like, I don't like the taxation system, the healthcare system. I'm okay with defending yourself, the right to bear arms. I've had a gun license and stuff, but I'm not okay with the overuse. I don't like, communism, oppression, dictatorship. So I'm going to go, guys, and I will read book 3 when I have more time. I'm good with this. This was good. I'm glad to have shared this confession with you. In the end, I just want to end with, which story should I go on with? Should I finish the Charlie Brown adventure, or should I talk about Tinkerbell's story? There's places here in Canada for people to come enjoy about this stuff that nobody in the world knows. Not even Disney knew, but he gave me the imagination to have the secret key. Maybe I'll go out wearing Tink today. Nah, I'll wear Snoopy. Okay. Give me your answer and vote below on which story I should finish next. Thank you. Peace out. Superman signing out for Now TV Canada. You're welcome, Tom.